What is up with it? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please ignore my pajama pants. I am just being comfortable. Obviously, it's been a while since I have filmed anything for this channel. There's a lot of different reasons for that. I'm going to get into everything. But before we go any further and I get into all the topics I need to talk about, first off, I want to thank everyone who has come back to this channel, who is watching, supporting me. I appreciate it. I feel all the love. And if you're new here, welcome. You've stumbled upon quite the video. So welcome. But let's kind of get into everything that's kind of gone on and kind of what's been going on in my world, because there's been a lot. And I've kept a lot of stuff particularly quiet because there's just a lot of outside factors and other things going on that I just haven't felt ready to share or wasn't sure I was allowed to share. But at the end of the day, I'm here to protect myself. Nobody else. No one else deserves it, because at the end of the day, this is my story. This is my life. I gotta do what's best for me. The first thing I would like to address is all the stuff that's been going on with ETB. As you guys know, I've been gone from there for months. I'm not sure how long it's been. I've honestly not been keeping track. But as some of you guys have noticed, and I'm going to admit to it, it's me. If you notice, the Puck Talk accounts have had some stuff on their stories and on the main pages, videos of multiple members of their podcast, which you'll see why in a second. I'm putting that in air quotes. Obviously, they've been talking about former members, and I would say employees, but again, we'll get to that. Obviously, they've been talking about former members, and clearly we run their head because we live rent-free in their heads. But to get to the point of my issues with ETB, it runs a lot deeper than what people know, because I was there for on and off for 3 years and never saw a red cent for anything I had done for that network, whether it be running my own show, doing their audio, doing live streams, doing clips for my show, doing clips for other shows, dealing with stuff behind the scenes. Everything I was doing, I never saw money from. If you guys remember way back, if you're OG member or people who have watched that channel, when we had the website, when we did blogs, I would do 3 to 5 blogs every single week while working 2 jobs and still never saw a red cent from them. But yet they're blaming the members for leaving. But you're not paying us. You're not my boss. And you're literally telling me how to live my life, asking me if I can change my work schedule to do a fucking show, asking me to sit late at night or early in the morning and do live streams and stuff. I have to go to work. I have jobs where I'm actually getting paid to do the job that they're asking of me. And he's expecting me to fucking change my whole life? The answer to that was absolutely not. He kept saying, we're going to get sponsors, we're going to get this, we're going to get that. Did we ever see money from that? The answer to that was no, we did not. So, all the members you see, guys, are unpaid. They're there voluntarily, because that's what that is. It's not a job. It's not that they own a podcast. It's they're volunteering their time, energy, and mental capacity to work for a person that doesn't give a shit about anybody but himself. And because I know that, because I was friends with him outside of the network. I hung out with him in person. He said the same things that he said to people's faces. So, please be aware of this network, that they do this to every single person. They bring you in, they say, oh, you're going to get so much experience. Experience of what? Wasting my goddamn time? For for you to make you feel happy, guys, their channel's not even halfway to monetization, and they've been at this for almost 12 years. That channel's been around. 12 years, and they're not monetized. What does that tell you? I'll let that sit. So that is why I went on and posted and didn't make captions or anything, because at the end of the day, I just want people to see, because this is live. They're live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. They're talking about actual people like they're inanimate objects and making fun of them while live. That is not appropriate behavior. That you don't do. Babies know that. These are full-grown adults who are over the age of 18 who have worked professionally in the business, and they're going on live streams talking about other people. That does not fly in that business, friends. Why do you think they're not monetized? Because they can't keep people. Because no one wants to work for people who are condescending. Anyway, I digress. So that is the reason I left ETB. There's a lot more than that, and I'm going to keep going. My show, Puck Talk, you guys know, it wasn't supposed to be a show. That was never the intention behind that. What actually happened and what came to be the show, myself and my former co-host, Callum McClurg, I reached out to him one day, just via DM, and I said to him, I go, hey, it's playoff season. I might go live on my personal Instagram and just talk hockey. Would you care to join me? And we'll just chat about what's going on in the playoffs, injuries, etc. That was it. It was supposed to be a one-time thing just for fun. It was never meant to be what it turned out to be. And he said yes. And we reached out to Nick. We're like, hey, we have this idea. And he asked us if we would like to use the ETB Instagram. This is before just so people know how long this has been going on. This was before Instagram shut down the lives for people under a certain amount. This is when anybody could still go live at any time on Instagram. So this is how you know it was a long time ago. So we did that, and then he asked us if we wanted to do it again the next week. And we're like, sure, playoffs are still going on. There's a lot to talk about. Why not? And after week 3, we moved to the playback.tv platform that is no longer in existence. They may come back one day, but as of right now, they are not around. And they, put us there, and we did our show every week. And things seemed good on the outside. People would not have known what was going on behind the scenes. We kept that very quiet. But there was a lot already happening. The wheels were already turning for this show to end. And let me explain that, because people seem like, oh, the show's going so good, why would the wheels be turning? That's what I wanted to know. So basically what had happened, and what I found out later on, I did not know this at the time. I knew some things. I knew a couple of small things, but nothing to actually what was going on. So, Callan, my co-host, and Mr. Morgeson, aka Nick Morgeson, the gentleman who runs ETB, were talking behind my back, which I did not know at the time. I only found out after the fact. And basically saying they didn't like the way I was running the show. They didn't like how controlling I was, how many meetings I got. But meanwhile, I'm doing the rundown every week. Every guest we had was on my dime. The show times, everything we had to work around my work schedule, because I had 2 jobs. I didn't have time to fucking fool around. If I wanted a show, I wanted to do it properly, because I've been told off before for the show being unorganized and all this stuff. Meanwhile, here I am actually trying to put work into this. All the art you saw on the show, everything was made by me. That's all me. No one else did a damn thing for this fucking show. Callum could say he did stuff. Yeah, after I reamed him week after week after week. And I get he's busy working and he does the AHL stuff and whatever. I get it. But I work too. And I was taking care of my grandmother, who at the time was in the hospital. So I'm running 2 jobs and going to the hospital, running a show, doing live streams. I barely had time to fucking breathe. And I'm being told, oh, the show's unorganized, this and that, you don't have enough guests, I'm like, alright, then help me. Oh, we're busy, we're working, this and that. I'm like, so am I, and I'm still here doing the work. So, and then Nick and Callan decide they're going to start a late night show, which is called the ETB Lounge. And basically, Callan's going to put all his energy into that and not care about Puck Talk and not show up for the show and make me use guest host every week and basically make the show a fucking disaster because he didn't actually want to do the show. At that time, the show should have ended at that point if he was not involved, because why should I have to do all the work? I'm not getting paid. I'm not going to sit here and waste my time. I have better things to worry about. But seriously, I understand Callan thinks he's a professional, whatever. He's in the business, he's worked. But then he should know that if you're going to do something, do it either 100% or don't do it at all. I mean, come on. These guys are professionals in the business. They should know this. They've been on the radio. They've worked for big companies. So aren't they taught that? Isn't that part of their, job is to, know these things? Questions that I'll never get answers to. But I digress. So with that being said, obviously, at that point, the show was going downhill. And the big blowing up factor was we did a live stream on playback with some of our friends for a fantasy league, which we still have going, by the way, which I am running all by myself. When I was supposed to have my co-host who, isn't too much of a co-host. Is really just someone who's just there to get the good looks, I guess. Because literally, Nick and Callan would tell me every single week, mind you, oh, you're the heart of the show. You're the reason there's a show. Yeah, because literally neither one of you two morons did a damn thing. You're welcome. I had to make you actually do the work for the show. Meanwhile, you guys are the ones who pushed the show there. And another person who helped me, which I'm so very much friends with, I'm going to leave his name out because he does not deserve to be dragged through the mud, because he actually tried his best to help me and basically got told off because he was actually trying to do the right thing. And so, yeah. Basically, they were telling me, oh, I'm doing such a great job, this and that, and that I'm hard. Yeah, because you guys aren't doing a damn thing about it. So basically, after that live stream, I was told that they weren't happy, and I had to take the live stream down, and that nobody should see it, and this and that. Mind you, I'm the one who had to find everybody, who had to put everyone in the group, share the rules, do this, that, and set everything up. So I wasted 2 hours of my time, when I could have been with my grandmother in the hospital. So you knew I was unhappy. And apparently, Callan was upset at how controlling I was and this and that, but he went behind my back instead of coming to talk to me like a man. He cowered with Nick, and they acted like babies. So please, if you join that network, please be aware this shit will happen to you, because every single former member has had a very similar experience with this. So clearly, if multiple people are saying it, usually they're right. Alright. I'm going to leave the ETB mess there because there's so much more I could say. But I don't feel like getting a lawsuit against me, because apparently Nick, at one point, tried to file a lawsuit against a former member for defamation. But you know what? Here's the truth, guys. Truth is the ultimate defender against defamation. That's how I feel about that. But let's move on to the next thing I want to talk about, because there's a lot more and I'm already at 14 minutes of rambling. The next thing. A lot of you guys noticed I've been not going to Ranger games anymore, and I've been cutting ties with some people, and there's been an incident. I can't say much, as this is still an active thing, and there's still stuff going on. But what I will say, and I'm going to use careful wording here because I have to be cautious of what I say, because I don't want to get in trouble and have any other issues. But as you guys know, if you go to Ranger games, you buy tickets for certain seats, and you sit there. Those are your seats for that game. Well, my dad is a half-season ticket holder, so we have the same seats for all the games that we have that are part of our package. That's how that works. And so, the people sitting next to us, the neighbors, and the seat neighbors, things were good for a while. We were very friendly, very close, and then things turned. I'm not sure how they turned. I'm not sure if something was said behind it. I don't know, so I don't want to say that because I'm not sure. And so, after games that I would go to, or not after, but like during the games, toward the end of the games, when the games were getting ready to end, how it works at MSG is that certain places that sold popcorn would give out free boxes of popcorn at the end of the game. That way they could get rid of it because they had so much extra. So that played a role. These two adults who, well, one was not even in our section, would come down because the other person would either call them, text them, whatever it was. And they would do a thing where they would dump the popcorn on my head after every game. Like at the end, like right before like the final whistle would go. And they thought I liked it at first. They thought it was funny because I laughed it off. Because what are you supposed to do when that happens? You're in shock. You're not expecting it. So I laughed because I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know how else to react. And those adults would think this was hilarious and go ahead and film it on their phones. And so these said people, I will not be sharing their names, any information about them, would continuously do this for multiple games on end. And so I finally went to the staff there at MSG, and I explained to them what was going on, and they took care of it. But I'm just being careful what I say. I don't want to, throw anyone under a bus or cause a bigger issue, but I want to explain what happened to me and protect people from having this happen to them, because it's not okay. That type of behavior at an event, doing anything, throwing things at people, is not okay. Please do not go to games and do that. That is not okay. It is against the fan conduct rule. So please do not go and do it. But I want to share my story because I want to be able to help people and know that this is not okay behavior. And if something like that you have experienced something like that, I apologize that you have experienced that. It is not okay. And please, go to somebody, tell somebody, so somebody can take care of it. I'm very grateful to the people at MSG who took care of my situation. They took it very seriously. They absolutely helped me and made me feel comfortable. They've made me feel safe. They've added extra protections. They've put things in place where this person cannot come around me or talk to me or things like that. Again, I don't want to share anything else. I don't want to get thrown under a bus or get called out by MSG or get banned or anything. MSG, I'm not. I'm just sharing my story so people can get help. But I'm not mad about the situation. It's over. It's done with now. It's in the past. I just want people to know that these things happen and it's not okay if it happens. If you would like any further details, I don't mind saying it privately, but I will not say it publicly. The next thing, I want to kind of turn my attention to, just kind of how I've been feeling lately about everything and, with work and everything, how I've been kind of handling everything, because it's been kind of rough, I'm not going to lie. Mentally, I've not been exactly in the best state, but I'm very grateful. I have an amazing therapist who's nothing short of a miracle worker. She's amazing, and I owe her a lot. But it's been very difficult for me. Working 2 jobs and not really having much of a social life because you're exhausted all the time isn't fun. So to the people out there who are doing this every single day like myself, shout out to you guys, because you guys are absolute rock stars. And I'm so proud of you. Yeah, I've been rambling now for about 20 minutes. But I just wanted to share kind of a life update and kind of share that it's okay not to be okay. Please, journal. Get a therapist. Talk to friends. Talk to family. Talk to a trusted teacher or friend, a family friend, a parent, somebody in your life. Let them know you're not okay. Share kind of what's going on in the best way you know how to share. Doesn't have to be perfect. Healing is not linear. It takes all forms, shapes, and sometimes you go backwards before you move forward again, and that's okay. That is okay. The world is not meant to be a perfect place. Things are hard. Life is not easy. Things get challenging, and that happens. And I want you guys to know that things are okay now. Things will get better. I promise the world, even though it's a dark place, things will get better. You're not alone. And I will continue doing my writing. If you follow me on Substack, please keep following me. There's more to come, I promise. I love you guys. Thank you for sitting here with me and listening to me ramble for over 21 minutes now. Obviously, if you would like any more details on any of these situations, please privately DM me nicely. Do not accuse me of things. I will not answer if you do that. I will block you, and that'll be the end of it. But if you want to reach out, ask me how I'm doing, please. My DMs are open. You guys can follow me on my social media pages. I'm going to try to keep posting on here. Again, I'm not going to promise anything like I have the last time. Oh yeah, one more thing. Puck Talk is going to be on a future hiatus. I don't think I'm going to come back to the show right away. I just don't have the time right now or the mental and emotional capacity to do the show right now. Again, I'm not saying this is a forever thing, but for the foreseeable future, Puck Talk will not be returning. I want to work on a individual podcast, but right now, just timing with working 2 jobs and just dealing with family and stuff like that, I have not had the proper time. I have not had the proper mental state to sit in front of a camera for an hour every week and to talk about things that are going on. I've been working on it in therapy. I've been dealing with a lot, and I just have had other focuses more on my career, on taking the time to really kind of share what's been going on with me and kind of update everyone, because I know I've been putting out some sketchy stuff on social media. I promise I'm not going to do anything dangerous. I think sometimes I just get in my own head and I kind of just put out stuff based on how I'm feeling in that moment, not really thinking twice about what I'm posting. So I need to be more cautious of that. I apologize if I scared anybody. I love each and every one of you. Again, hit the subscribe button. Keep up with my life. For now, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I'm sorry if I got a little vulnerable and got a little upset. These things are real, guys. Like, these feelings, like the anger I had toward ETB for the longest time has not fully gone away yet. There's so much more that I wish I could say out loud. And I wish I hadn't deleted all the screenshots and stuff. And maybe when I'm editing this, I'll put in a video of them saying some stuff about former members. But go on my social media. The videos are there. I've not deleted them. So if you go on the Puck Talk ETB page and stuff like that, the video is there. On my Twitter, it's there. So you guys can see it for yourself. Somebody who is connected to the network filmed that and sent it to me. And they still are there. So, if that doesn't prove a lot, that people are seeing what's going on, think about it. Just think about it. But I'm going to go because I've been talking for almost 25 minutes and my throat hurts. So, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and check back soon for another update.